Hello, Your Honor, and welcome now to Shout Out Wednesday. Post a comment or ask a question on a Wednesday, either on YouTube or the Mothership. I'll do my best to answer or shout back 1 week later. Well, it looks like partly cloudy and pensive today for the Librans. That's because the moon is going to move into Sagittarius this afternoon. As we wake up, the moon is still in Scorpio, putting emotional focus on self-esteem, money, and what we call soul capital. By the afternoon, the moon kind of goes behind the clouds, and you get very pensive because your emotions and your intellect are now working on the same team. Now, this is the transit where you can really crystallize your feelings and communicate them. The question is, are you going to sabotage any of that process? Remember, this is the first time the moon has entered Sagittarius since the sun and Jupiter left this space. You just spent 12 years cleaning out any attitude issues or any problems with thinking critically. So I'm very curious today. Let me know, Librans, on the shout out day, how you're feeling today. Is your mind triggering emotions? Your emotion triggering your mind? Or are you feeling very cool and intellectual? Now, zipping around the zodiac, the sun is ruled by Jupiter today. The sun's in chapter 1 of Capricorn. And whenever Jupiter rules today, it means we're going to expand our awareness. Now, since we're in chapter 1, the awareness expansion will likely be negative, something that's not working, or some sort of denial that you may be in. The topic is your survival abilities. How well you self-mother? How well you live in a given home? Do you have a home? Do you have a good ritual to take care of yourself? Are you brushing your teeth 3 times a day? This kind of day where Jupiter hits in chapter 1 usually is when you suddenly realize your roommate is bad for you because there's vodka bottles everywhere and the rent hasn't been paid. Hello, wake up, Libra. You're not taking good care of yourself. Either way, just take notes. We're going to work on that in chapter 2. And one further thing I want to point out, Saturn and Jupiter are trining right now. Jupiter is in the house of home, family, and foundation for you. Saturn's trying to help you kill the weeds in your soul garden and end some lifelong patterns of self-sabotage. So what I'm getting to is this. There's likely a connection between that roommate that hasn't paid rent and one of your parents. Just look for the connections there. Then lastly, for our shout out goes to Digital 3 Michael, who asked the question, what if my soul capital is so high it's out of reach for other people to pay? Well, I can't quite understand the question fully, Michael, because I know Librans, and it sounds like you're saying there's someone in your life that can't pay. And if that's the case, they're the wrong person. You're being a bleeding heart Libran and worrying more about them than yourself if that's the case. If you truly own your soul capital, it's been in my experience that the law of attraction will always bring your equal. You just got to be open to who that really is and not assume that you know better than God Universe. All right, that's all I have for Wednesday's shout. I'll be back tomorrow with a Jupiter Christmas special. Until then, live, love, be.